speeches and things like that. In this realm, have you know, on Audible, does anybody have an Audible account? Being a narrator? Those are all things that if you become a very good speaker, you're able to maybe do some different things like that. So storytelling, if you're a good speaker, storytelling can be something that you could do as as work or things like that, or just for fun when you have kids and things like that. So this is a story called Scare Yourself to Sleep. When my cousin comes to stay, we sleep in a tent at the back of the yard. We don't let my brother in. He'd spoil everything. We love it, just the two of us, lying there side by side talking. We tell each other jokes, very quietly, because we don't want anyone to know we're there. We know Simon, my brother, is there, outside the tent, trying to listen. So we whisper. Soon, it starts to get dark. The shadows rise, and outside it grows still and quiet. Then my cousin and I always play the same game. We call it Scare Yourself to Sleep. First I whisper, "Are you scared?" "No," she says. "Are you?" "No," I say, "but I bet I could scare you." "Go on then," she says. And I tell her about the garbage goblins. They are the gangs of evil little demons who live under the rubbish in the bottom of trash cans. Each night, just as the moon comes up, they throw back the trash can cover with a clatter, ready to go on the prowl. They fling all the rotten food around. Then they crawl over each other in their hurry to be off. They swarm around the garden until they find some helpless creature foolish enough to be out alone. They carry it off, struggling and squealing back to their smelly den, never to be seen again. My cousin is very quiet. She wriggles down into her sleeping bag. I smile to myself. I got her. That scared her. Suddenly, there's a crash! It sounds like a trash can cover, banging and clattering on the garden path. Our hearts are thumping. Then we hear, "Gotcha!" "Oh, Simon, just go away. You are so stupid," we say. "You didn't scare us." But we move our sleeping bags a little closer together. Next, she tells me about the flying cat. It creeps along on its soft, padded paws, pretending to be an ordinary cat. But at the stroke of midnight, it sprouts wings and flies up into the air, a giant, furry moth that meows. Never sleep with your tent open, she warns me, because when the flying cat finds its prey, it swoops down on it and lands on it. It sinks its sharp claws into the victim and lets out a blood-curdling meow, meow. We both shiver. She doesn't like cats, and I don't like moths. Just then, something blunders into the tent, flapping its wings. Meow! Meow! Simon, we say. Just go away, will you? You aren't funny. We lie there quiet for a moment, ignoring him. At last I say, that's nothing. Wait till you hear about the tree creeper. It's like a huge brown stick insect which climbs from tree to tree. It hugs the branches, waiting to drop on anyone who walks underneath. Never pitch your tent under a tree, I warn her. Because if you do, in the middle of the night, the tree creeper will drop down on you and crawl inside and crunch you with its stick-like arms. Crunch, crunch, crunch. No one likes that story very much. I don't know where I got such a horrible idea. Suddenly, there's a bang as half the tree has landed on top of the tent. We scream, "Oh!" And we hide our eyes, and we hear crunch, crunch, crunch. Then a silly laugh. Simon, you are so stupid. You spoil everything. Just go away. Now my cousin is very quiet. I begin to think, perhaps I have won. But then she says to me, you don't know about the invisible man, do you? He can walk through walls and see through doors. He could pass through this tent like a beam of light. He could be standing there by your side, and you wouldn't even see him. You would just feel him breathing on you. It doesn't matter where you pitch your tent. The invisible man would get you. Nothing could keep him out. Now it is really dark. There isn't a sound. I'm lying here wide awake, thinking about this monster that is coming to get me, that I won't even be able to see. I grab my cousin's arm. What does he do, I ask, if he gets you? What does he do? He dissolves you, she says. So you're invisible too. And then what happens? I ask. There is no answer. Then what happens? But my cousin has gone to sleep, and I can hear her breathing through her mouth, as if she had clothespin on her nose. Now I start to hear other sounds. It's raining. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. But I begin to think it's the invisible man's footsteps. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. He's coming to get me. Then I hear the wind blowing against the tent. But I think it's the invisible man, breathing heavily, panting as he comes closer and closer, ready to dissolve me. I slide down into my sleeping bag and hide. Now I can hear a ripping sound. Someone is trying to get in. I reach for my flashlight and switch it on in time to see the zipper burst open and a horrible face appear in the gap. Can I come in? ask my brother. It's raining out here, and I'm getting wet. I take a deep breath. Oh, Simon, you are so stupid, I say. But I don't send him away. He slides down between me and my cousin, and we start to laugh. Then I remember we have snacks we brought with us. Are you hungry? I ask Simon. We sit up in the light, side by side, just the two of us, eating our midnight feast. We whisper so we don't wake my cousin. In the morning, when she asks who ate her food, I shall tell her it must have been the invisible man.
Yeah. Are you a storyteller?
So that was super awesome. I love that, love that, love that. And she definitely incorporated a bunch of the gestures that we're talking about this week and that we're going to really incorporate this week.